Hi y'all, welcome to Donna's Farmhouse Kitchen. Well, today I'm going to make something that I've never even heard of until my husband and our new neighbors were talking about it the other night. It's called Etouffee. Now, if you live in New Orleans, you know exactly what it is. Even Texas, because I know that it's made there as well, and probably even in the panhandle of Florida. So I am going to make it for y'all today. Now, first thing I'm going to make is a shrimp stock. And so I've got 4 quarts of water in here, and we're going to bring that to a boil with all the other ingredients, and then we're going to simmer it for about 45 minutes. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to put in is the shrimp shells. Now, I did not have heads. Heads are supposed to go in this, but I did not have the heads. I'm just putting in the shrimp shells. I did rinse the shrimp shells before I put them in. And then you're going to put in 1 cup of yellow onion. I didn't have a yellow onion, so I'm using my Vidalia. You know I love my Vidalia onions. 1/2 cup of chopped celery. 1/2 cup of chopped fresh carrots. I used 2 celery stalks and 2 carrots. So that's how I got my 1/2 cup after I cleaned my carrots. Then you want to add 3 cloves of garlic that is smashed. So what I did was I didn't have any fresh garlic. All I had was the minced garlic in the jar that I usually use. So I took about 3 teaspoons and put them in my wrap. This is the press and seal wrap that I used. And then I took the flat side and just mashed it. So that's how I end up with my smashed garlic. I'm also going to put in 3 bay leaves. You will need a sifter to make sure all of this gets sifted out of the stock when it's finished. 1 teaspoon of peppercorns, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, and 2 teaspoons of sea salt. So now I'm going to stir this around like you would a soup. Get all those seasonings moving around here. I'm going to bring this to a boil, like I said, and then I'm going to put it on medium-low and let it simmer for 45 minutes. So while the stock is simmering, I'm going to make a Creole seasoning. I have everything in my pantry, so I decided to go ahead and just make my own. We're going to start off with 2½ tablespoons of paprika, 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of fresh cracked black pepper, 1 tablespoon of minced dried onions, 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper, 1 tablespoon of dried oregano, and 1 tablespoon of dried thyme. So we're just going to zip this up and mix it up. And that's going to be enough for this recipe and many more. So I have my shrimp stock made. It's nice and at room temperature at this point, so it's cooling down. That's what you want it to do. Make sure that you skim off if there's anything on top, especially if you use the heads, which I wish I would have had. Just skim off any kind of foam that may come to the top. Just skim it off with a spoon. So I have 1 stick of butter, or 2 of my 1/4 sticks. So 1 whole stick of butter, and it's unsalted. So that's melting in the pot. So to the melted butter, we're gonna add 1 whole onion. I'm using Vidalia onion. It just says onion, so I'm just using Vidalia. So 1 whole onion diced. 1 red bell pepper diced, 3 celery stalks diced, 1 bay leaf, a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and then we're going to mix it. So we're going to let this cook for 5 minutes. We're going to put a lid over it, and we're going to just let it sit for 5 minutes without touching it. So it's been 5 minutes. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of the Creole seasoning. And by the way, I've already put in my shrimp, and I'm also doing crawfish, by the way. I'm not doing just the shrimp. I'm doing a pound of crawfish, and I'm doing a pound of shrimp. I put a half a tablespoon in each of them and mixed it up real good. Now I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. It may be a little bit more than that. Y'all know me and my garlic. Now get that all mixed in. That's looking good already. I'm going to put the lid back on and cook it 2 more minutes. So now I'm going to put in my seasoned shrimp. Remember, I put a half a tablespoon of the Creole seasoning in with them. So I'm going to put the shrimp in there and also my crawfish tails. And like I said, I seasoned them too. Let's get that all mixed up. Y'all, it's smelling so good. I wish y'all were here. It smells fantastic. So I'm going to cook this for about 3 minutes until my shrimp are nice and pink. Now we're going to make a roux with this. So we're going to add a half a cup of all-purpose flour. And then we're going to start stirring. This is smelling so yummy. All of those wonderful seasonings. I have some jasmine rice already cooking. Wanted to have that ready. Now we're going to add our shrimp stock. That is 5 cups. And then we're going to stir this around. This looks so good. We're going to bring this to a boil and then we're going to simmer it. Now that the sauce is thickened up and it's been simmering for a couple of minutes, I'm going to add a whole teaspoon of hot sauce. And a half a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. And since I found my bay leaf, I'm going to go ahead and take it out. Now I'm going to do a taste test. I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of sea salt. And now I'm going to retest it. Since Kent is the expert on this and not me, I'm going to get him in here to taste test it. So the official taste tester is here. And I didn't have any scallions, so we're just going to put a few little chives. I did have some chives, so maybe that'll taste good as well. Let me get you a spoon. Does it need anything?
Nope. It's wonderful.
Well, there you go. There's your dinner. Enjoy. So I think I got his approval. I hope that you share this recipe with your friends and also make it for your family. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.